as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst, so we can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words, but this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. The bright lights with no shade, so letting her go, letting her rip, letting her fly, tossing her in sideways, living the life, letting her ride, outside, winning to die, cross her up on the cushion, crossing the line, cause some drama and some bullshit they didn't like, and if they don't like the move, then we're ready to fly. But this is how we ride, this is how we do, riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. This is how we roll. This is how we do. It's not for everybody but the chosen few. And we pray, cause we know that they might not ever come back. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst, so we can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words, but this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. Out on the dirt ovals we play, life in the bright lights with no shade. So letting her go, letting her rip, letting her fly, tossing her in sideways, living the life, letting her ride, outside, winning to die, cross her up on the cushion, crossing the line, cause some drama and some bullshit they didn't like, and if they don't like the move, then we're ready to fly. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this chosen few. And we pray, cause we know that they might not ever come back. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong, or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best, or we can be the worst. We can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wild, and handsome. If I don't like 'em, I slide 'em like Carson Macedo, and they can growl about it, lonely like old bro Joe. Cartel gonna care for me, not you, cause I'm the CEO. I'm here to fight, looking to sink with my torpedo. I'm just a lap car trying to survive, running in the back, fearing my life. Cause there's a black and 2041 guy adding to the junk in the field with some white on white crimes. Or is it 99 maybe? I don't give a damn, but the bank statements lately adding up through the junk that the crazy man's making. Reckon her, reckon him, non-binary maybe, who knows? If I don't like 'em, I slide 'em like Carson Macedo, and they can growl about it, lonely like old bro Joe. Cartel gonna care for me, not you, cause I'm the CEO. I'm here to fight, looking to sink with my torpedoes. Carson Macedo. And I don't know where we go from here and what we think about it, but it seems to me gotta be about it. Time for talk and speed comes across as weak, especially when dotting eyes are crossing teeth. It seems to be what they all want and what they need, and then you'll go, oh, oh no, just like them cars. Down while he goes, and they get to finally feel like Carson Macedo. If I don't like 'em, I slide 'em like Carson Macedo, and they can growl about it, lonely like old bro Joe. Cartel gonna care for me, not you, cause I'm the CEO. I'm here to fight, looking to sink with my torpedoes. Carson Macedo. If I don't like 'em, I slide 'em like Carson Macedo. Her, reckon him, non-binary, maybe, who knows? If I don't like 'em, I slide 'em like Carson Macedo, and they can growl about it, lonely like old bro Joe. Cartel gonna care for me,
Guys,
not you, cause I'm the
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Oh my God. I don't even need the glasses for this.
Carson Macedo.
I don't know what. I don't know
I
what
know
to
where
say.
we
We
go
got
from
these
here
and
and what we
oh,
think
got
about it.
these and
But it
oh,
seems to me,
oh,
gotta be
yeah.
about it. Time
Oh,
to talk
yeah.
and speak comes across as weak, especially when
That's a
dots
special
across the
something.
T's. It
Oh, that's a
seems
special
to
something. We
be
can't even
what
talk
they
about it.
all
We can't
want
even
and
talk
what
about
they
it.
need.
Carson Macedo. Yeah. Oh, no. Guys. Guys. What I have learned today. What I have learned today has driven me to drinking. I know yesterday we was drinking water, and we were drinking water about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Through with all of our editing. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. And then I heard it. Then I heard the news of what is potentially about to happen. The dirt track racing. And I'm still sitting here in disbelief. I I really can't believe what I'm hearing right now. I I I know the football world was shocked with Philip Rivers coming back. Um, but this is a little bit bigger of a situation than that, especially when you consider our community, the racing world in general. Although Philip Rivers doing a great job. I mean, I've always said anticipation, accuracy with the football very underrated. Of course, he can't throw the ball down the field all rocket ship, but plenty of guys can throw the ball in the wrong direction. Just saying. He don't do that though. He don't do that. He throws it on time, in rhythm, anticipation properly, and accuracy and anticipation is gold. I mean, they could still win some big games, almost beat the Seahawks. And honestly, that's all it takes, right? That's all it takes is accuracy with the football, anticipation, reading defenses, intelligence. Intelligence. That's why Philip Rivers he could win a playoff game with that team. They almost beat the Seahawks in Seattle in decent weather. So, hey, I know this is a side subject from our normal topic, but Philip Rivers is doing some amazing things right now. People don't accept it. You got the carrot top guy or whoever it is, Newton, mad. And then you got the kneeling guy. I guess they're all mad about him. Although accuracy and anticipation, both of those guys lacked that, which is why they were exited earlier than usual for starting quarterbacks. At least that's my opinion. Anticipation and accuracy with the football, period. Anyway, the situation here that is happening. Of course, yesterday, go ahead and put it on the screen here. Yesterday, we talked about these guys, IHRA, and how they are not going to be able to, they can't compete in the dirt world. Come on in here. It's not like anything else you've ever experienced, IHRA. You're not gonna make it. The competition's too deep. I named all the sanctions, all the series, all the clicks. I referenced the other situation that tried to make a difference and impact the sport in their situation now because the competition was just too tough in the dirt track racing world. That's why IHRA will not be able to come into this industry and do a damn thing. That's what I said. That is what we said on the show yesterday. We've been seeing them going to the stock car land and Pine Maple Grove, and they got their little boats that they float around on that go very fast, and they put a F1 in front of it to sound cool or whatever. The power boats or whatever. It's not the same. Dirt world, good luck. And then I started drinking. That's what happened here today. Because I just had put out all the clips, posted it across social media, and I got me a Snapchat. Oh, we're drinking. I can't believe what happened. Snapchat from a very prominent individual. Of course, people love following the Chaz's Snapchats. They're some of the best behind-the-scenes entertainment you can find. And we have some pretty badass party nights on there, and we a hell of a time. It's reality. It's a reality TV show on my Snapchat most of the time, especially when we're traveling on the road. Everybody will tell you this. It's very famous Snapchat. Long live the Chaz, by the way. I'll have to get another. The Snapchat person who messaged me, very high level in the motorsports world, very high. This guy, you know how we think Brian Carter's like the Darth Vader of the dirt world. This guy, he's not just dirt. This guy, I honestly can't believe I can't believe I get to even snap back and forth with this guy. This guy's not been on the show. He's bigger than everyone that's ever been on the show, though. And that includes Tony Stewart. And this guy, obviously, he wanted to comment about the tire situation. He knows all about that with the whole wedge tires and everything. But he also wanted to comment about this IRA situation. And he says, Chaz, you might be wrong about this IHRA deal. I was like, yeah, but I know, but I gave all the examples. He's like, look, I get your stance. It's correct. Like, you're right. You can't just come in here and do whatever. And he goes, and I don't know what he meant by this, but this is what he said. He said, this IHRA guy, this guy doing all this now, he's hood rich, Chaz. He's hood rich. I'm sitting there like, so? We got too much loyalty in the sport, too many clicks. And I said, in a way, the clicks in the racing world is why the situation at Bristol and the Charlottes and all that guy and the Pennsboroughs and all that guy didn't work out because of the clicks. You know, there's a bad thing about the clicks and the cartels because they could control and manipulate things and dictate who succeeds or fails. But then there's the positives to where a guy could come in hood rich or whatever. And in our industry, we got enough hood rats to click your ass out of the scenario. You ain't gonna come in and IHRA pimp slap everybody around. It ain't gonna happen. We got too many clicks that have morals and loyalty over money. There's more than one reason as to why I'm drinking right now. Be with me. Be with me. Lucifer's liquid going down the guzzle. The nicotine just couldn't do the fix. So, anyways, we got to hit I'm trying to desensitize myself right now. I can't believe what I was told tonight. I can't So, he says he's hood rich. I don't give a damn if IHRA's hood rich or this, what do you say his name was? What's this guy rolling in the deep? We're pulling up the Snapchatty right now. What's his name? He said his name was. He was in the story the other day. What's his name? Oh, there it is. Hood. He's hood rich. This Cuddle. Some Cuddle. Not Shane Cottle, but some Cuddle guy. Something with some data centers, apparently. That's how he's hood rich. He's gonna come in here and fuck everything up, I guess. No, but he can't do that with his hood rich money. Not with this. Not with it. Not with. No. No. Not possible to do that. But we're still drinking. Oh, we're still drinking. In fact, I'm not even going to verbatim talk. I'm just going to say what was said here. Not going to do that, actually. Not going to read it word. But after the hood rat conversation or hood rich conversation, which that's fine. I mean, I'm from the East Texas ghettos, East Dallas ghettos. I went to middle school at Gaston. Go look that up. Gaston Middle School. Get up. He follows up with what he thinks this very prominent individual in motorsports, what he thinks IHRA is preparing to do. The nuclear warhead. The only way that IHRA could actually make a big impact. I got it. And if what he says is true, it was 1,000,000,000% wrong about IHRA's potential success in the dirt track racing world. And what he said is that based upon the conversations that he's had with people in the industry and with the hood rich people of IHRA, that he believes that IHRA is preparing to acquire IMCA. He believes that happens for a reason. That is what a very intelligent motorsports individual believes, is that IHRA is preparing to acquire. I'm saying this is what's it? DEFCON 5. IHRA is preparing to purchase IMCA. Can anyone hear me? Did you just hear what I said? Now, some of you in the world of outlaw land and you super late model people do not understand the validity, and you're like, why are you drinking? That's not a big deal. This is IMCA, the oldest sanctioning body in dirt track racing history. I believe it was 1908. And as stupid as you think it is with your sprint cars and late models, IMCA probably has the most profitable business model in all of motorsports, especially on the grassroots level. Grassroots being all of us on dirt. IMCA reaches every corner of the country. You're worried about Hoosier tires and all this shit. IMCA has their name stamped on freaking tires. That's how big and controlling they are. So this is the one way, this is the nuclear bombshell that IHRA can immediately become a big player, a really big player in the dirt track racing world. Is if they acquire IMCA. I personally said, I don't think Brett Root would do that. This person believes everyone has a number. And IHRA right now can pay it. Now, once again, you 410 and super late model people, you're like, oh, this ain't no big, no. IMCA's a big deal. So, I'm drinking Busch Light for the records. Iowa, yeah, we're here. So, once again, if this occurs, if this happens, I was 110%, 1,000% wrong on the hood rich rat people known as IHRA not able to compete in the dirt world. Because if they acquire IMCA as their first step into the sport, if they come in here and get these guys, that's big. I would go as far as to say that IMCA sanctions more racing in the United States than any sanction in the world. I'd say they outside of maybe FIA, which FIA is huge outside of America, and they're even tentacled in here. So this is gigantic. This is unbelievable. If this is actually happening, I I can't believe this is happening. If it actually does, I may have to have Brett Root on the show. Is he texting me yet? He isn't. I know Brett watches, but to me that would be unbelievable. Unbelievable. And one of the biggest jump into the sport moves that has ever happened. For one, in respect, historical sanction of drag racing, IHRA, to hop in to the dirt track racing world and take over the most historical sanction in dirt. Honestly, if it happens, people bitch about Brett Root and IMCA all the time. At least, now they can blame someone else. I guess that's good, right? Yeah, we'll see how they handle it at the helm. We'll see what they do with IMCA. Brett Root, and they're always the problem. I like Brett Root. We've never had problems, really. But I know IMCA gets a lot of shit from drivers, especially. So, but they have so many. Total shootout, and they're going to get 1,500 cars for one race weekend. So they got like 4,000 drivers for IMCA every weekend, and they all bitch about the logo on the entry list, stamped tire. So there it is, guys. That is the IHRA nuclear weapon. It is possible, according to, once again, a very high up, intelligent individual in the dirt world who has dealt with IHRA and is talking and seeing and doing and seeing the moves that are being made. The breaking bombshell is IHRA coming to dirt ain't just doing their own thing. They're going to acquire. He believes they're going to acquire IMCA right out of the box. That is just unbelievable. That to me, the purchase is equivalent. I think it's more if I was a businessman, let me give you an example. If I was a businessman, I was looking at all of the organizations in dirt track racing. IMCA is potentially the most profitable acquisition you could purchase. That's above World Racing Group. I think IMCA is more valuable than World Racing Group. Oh, you don't get that. Oh, well, they don't have Knoxville now. They got sanctioning fees. They have stamped tires, crate motors, thousands and thousands of drivers, and hundreds of tracks. Not just a sprint car series and some big blocks and a late models. Not some little series. And a streaming. I mean, IMCA TV's amazing. Their boom coverage is astounding. I would say IMCA is more valuable to obtain than anything else in dirt racing. If you can come in and purchase an item, IMCA, World Racing Group / Dirt Car, Wasota, USMTS / USRA. This is the big one. Once again, this is the one thing that reaches every tentacle of the United States of America. Every little piece. Hell, I think IMCA actually does sanction the track that races in Alaska, for example. What's the chat got to say? I know it's a sprint car audience, but this is bigger than you think, guys. This is bigger than you think. Hold on, let's see. I don't know why my chat box doesn't show up. It's ridiculous. You're correct. Billy Cook just said it. You're correct. They're running a cult. Yes, IMCA is a cult. How many drivers they have running a weekend? I would say IMCA's probably got at least. You equate the hobby stocks, the stock cars, the Hornets, the modifieds, the late models, everything that they have. It's got to be at least 2,000. I'd say 2,000. I'd say more than 1,000. I think it's about 2,000 a week. 1,000 to 2,000 drivers a week. You got to think about it. All the tracks, all the classes. And they're making $5 per entry. And the kickbacks on every little IMCA stamp piece and item and tire that is regulated to run on. Tyler Brooks says 2,000 from Iowa, the home base here. Oh, they probably got 1,000 drivers just in Iowa alone racing every weekend. And they're all over the country. This is huge. If IHRA acquires IMCA, this is groundbreaking. Instant influx into the industry. Instantly. And apparently the guy's hood rich and he don't give a damn. He don't care about making money back. That's another quote from this higher up. That's another quote. I'll say that. Let me see. Hold on. We were talking about the tires and all that. Blah blah blah. Hold on. If there's one thing I know about this guy, he isn't chasing sustainability. This is where he says he very much acts hood rich. He doesn't care about money. He doesn't. This guy, this IHRA guy. And if he doesn't, once again, I don't know. Once again, the clicks and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if Brett Root wants to sell. He could. And if this guy's going to put a price on the table and Brett Root will take it. I don't know. I don't get that vibe from Brett Root. I feel like Brett Root enjoys being the guy of IMCA. Feel like he enjoys it a lot. Men with a lot of power don't feel rich until they get their power from their wealth. Other than that, it's useless money, ego. Correct. Oh no, Ryan Hall's in the building. Skills excavating. It's very unfortunate. Or fortunate. I don't know. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that he is selling? I have no idea. Subsidized money, who knows? Apparently it comes from data centers. This huge influx of money. That's another once again that this guy knows. I mean, he has people involved. This informant, I'll call him one of my what was I calling him? My undercover ops. This guy is definitely not an undercover ops. He just had some comments on our show when we were talking about IHRA. But that is something that he did say, you know. Let's see. He said a data center in 4 months. He took over his competition that took years. So that's why. He said this whole influx with IHRA is fueled by new money. Not, this guy says this, it's not fueled by passion. That's what I said. So it's a status move, huh? You said status for now. I said, so then you think they're going to come hard or just a little with the dirt stuff? He says, I think they are to the dirt world the same as their pavement series is to NASCAR, unless this IMCA thing that I think is going to happen happens. And then they will become the epicenter of grassroots racing. So that is what was said by this highly intellectual individual who understands every front of this situation. And he's not a drag racing guy, this informant. So I don't know what to take away from this, to be honest. He builds airports, data centers, etc. Sorry, we got dogs down here for the first time. I have no idea. Just everywhere now. For no reason. I don't know. I haven't been down here all day, but now they are. So mid-show. Good job, Briggs. But most people don't realize an IMCA modified is $65,000, and they are everywhere. Exactly. They're not cheap. Who let the dogs out? I don't know. I don't know who let the dogs out, but it sounds like whoever let IMCA out. Oh my. If they let IMCA out into the hands of IHRA, this will be interesting. So there is one more thing I wanted to talk about. Just just because it's happening and just because it's Kyle. No, I'm just playing. This Kubota situation. I want people to think about this when they start thinking of uh, situations and title sponsors and stuff along the line. So most people, when they hear Kubota is not going to come back, be the title sponsor of High Limit Racing, which is kind of the rumor that seems to be true going around. You hear Brad and everybody, who may respond to that saying, well, we're just trying to find somebody else. We'll find somebody else to replace him. That's what we'll do. We'll replace Kubota. We'll have a new title sponsor, et cetera, et cetera. What I think a lot of people in the regular world, like the people watching the show, and maybe even some people within the organization, don't understand is that when you lose a title sponsor like Kubota that you've had a relationship with and developed items with, that there's a lot of money lost in that partnership not continuing. For instance, most people just think, okay, so now Kubota's not going to cut them a check. Now they're not going to get that tractor money. You should have never trusted Kubota to begin with at all. Not John Deere. Nothing runs like a deer. Kubota's Kubota. It's probably the tariffs as to why they're backing out, right? Probably the tariffs. But not an American made. But regardless, you think they just lose money coming in? No, 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 no. Hold on. This is where you got to think like this. Here's the business side of it, or how I think of it. When we're watching Brad Sweet talk on these shows here recently. Sorry, I've been drinking because I IMCA. Oh, God. What does he have on his shirt? Does that shirt say High Limit Racing? Or does it have a logo on that shirt that says Kubota High Limit Racing? Do you think that if High Limit Racing doesn't reacquire Kubota as a next year title sponsor, that all of a sudden they just take that shirt in and they get it reupholstered or embroidered? No. You have to throw the shirt away and buy new ones. All their shirts, all their stationary labeled materials now have to be thrown away and replaced. Their big, nice hauler that they acquired. Big Kubota High Limit Racing thing. Maybe they don't get a sponsor, maybe they do. Regardless, now that big 18-wheeler hauler that you got customly wrapped with Kubota all over it, throw it away. New 18-wheeler wrap incoming. Look up Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps. They can do it for you. Do a very good job there, Kyle. Impact does a very good job. So they may even cut you a deal if you mention the Chaz when you go over there to get your truck rewrapped when you can't get Kubota to come back. I'm just saying, this is how I think. I don't know if JP thinks this way. This is how I think. It ain't just about losing a title sponsor. It's about the expense that you have to now lose and pay for when you have to switch any kind of branding material. All of it has to change now. New 18-wheeler wrap, new hats, new shirts, new this, new that. Because the old way has Kubota all over it. You got to throw it away. Now, some of y'all don't think like this. Y'all are just in the stands and when you see them wearing a new shirt, or you see the hauler in the pitting area, and you're just like, oh well, who cares? They got something else now. It's just it just pops up and it's a thing randomly, just happens. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. And these are losses in some decently expensive categories when you have to rebrand, even though you're not rebranding when you lose Kubota as a title sponsor. But there's a level of commitment that you invest in the brand of the title sponsored series when you do that. When you lose it, you're losing those investments, those shirts, those hats, those wraps, this, that, and the other that you now have to replace. And hopefully, you can get a new title sponsor to so when you do go to rebrand everything, new truck wraps, new shirts, new hats, part of their income support to your series is going to pay for those rebranded materials. Because if High Limit just comes in the next year and they got to rewrap everything and rebuy everything with just High Limit on it, not only do they, just like the World Outlaw Late Model Series right now, not only do they have to come into the building with all this new rewrap material that they had to pay for, but then if they get another sponsor mid-season or a month or 2 months in, now you have to come in and rewrap a trailer, rebuy all the clothes. It's a rebranding situation. You know, at the beginning of the year, when all of our deals here get renewed or don't get renewed, the show may look completely different. Will you see Impact everywhere? Who knows? Will you see Prime? Where do you see all these people? Who knows? Obviously, it looks very nice and great and grand. All of it put together nicely. We have the show wrapped. We have the brand. We have the setting. We have it all. But if they don't continue, now you have to revisualize your product. You got to pay for it. That's just business 101, but I think it's a business side that some people don't think about when they see these things change. Like the actual financial investment in acquiring, losing, or changing a title sponsor. It's a real situation. It costs money to lose a sponsor and to acquire a new one. And hopefully you're not stuck there alone. Do I think that they're going to be alone? No. Too many tentacles, Flow Racing, Kyle Larson, Hendrick Cars, Roto Rooter. The click is definitely on High Limit side. Spire Motorsports may help them now. I mean, who knows? Anything could show up. Anything except IHRA or IMCA, I would get. Anyway, to the chat. What do y'all think about that? Show me the show. Pay the winner that didn't get the $15K check. This guy is spamming the chat. Come on now, Dank Dank. What are you doing? What are you doing, Dank Dank? Are you drunk? Dank Dank, why are you so far behind? Oh, High Limit brought to you by APAC. That's funny. Dank Dank, why are you so far behind? The guy got paid. What are you talking about? The guy got paid his money. I don't. What are you talking about? We talked about this yesterday. And I hear, no offense to the guy, but ever since my video yesterday, I heard that he's not really a good guy. I heard he has some small issues on paying people, actually. Apparently. That's not like, well, I was going to say not like crew members or anything, but I've heard other people, heard he's had issues on paying people on time as well. So maybe it was justified. I mean, or karma in real life. IMCA is a very competitive series. I would say IMCA. I think IMCA stock cars and super late models are the two probably most competitive divisions in the world. Very close. Very close. If you can win some very highly competitive IMCA events, super nationals, any events got 150, 60, 70 entries, you're a pretty damn good driver. And IMCA does have some rules in place to kind of keep the even playing field going. And I think IMCA's got a good thing. I mean, I drove an IMCA modified one time. I was a hard charger, came from the back, finished 11th. My first race ever officially in the world. I was driving an old Ricky Thornton car in Arizona. There is video evidence of this on the channel. But yeah, just saying, the IMCA is definitely tough. The line is open. If y'all would like to call, we are going to open up the lines just a little bit. It is 10:45 at night, but hey, 5 o'clock somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, lines open. We're waiting for our first caller. Somebody's got to want to talk. Is IHRA about to take over IMCA? I can't believe it. And if you want to talk about something else, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I don't care. Let's go. Chaz is a gasser. Kyle Larson told David I'm a good driver. Me versus David Gravel in a super late model, by the way. 1-on-1, the Chaz versus the great one of David in a Boom Briggs super late model is in discussion right now. The question is, would y'all pay for it? That's the question. It was David Gravel versus the Chaz in a super late model. First of all, I would love to see the betting odds because now we can bet who's gonna win. Am I gonna take a lot of money to lose the race purposefully? Probably so. But the mafia and me have to talk about that. No, we ain't throwing Kyle in. We know he's good. This ain't about Kyle. This is about the amateur bum guy who talks shit on Facebook and YouTube and your TikToks going up against David Gravel, World of Outlaw, 2-time Sprint Car Series champion. But he ain't ever drove a late model. Kyle Larson went on Gravel's show, told him that Chaz is a good driver. Chaz has drove big blocks. Chaz has drove modifieds. IMCAs. Chaz has drove fendered race cars. David ain't got no experience in no late model. No fendered cars at all. He ain't ever felt the 4-link underneath him. Who would y'all put y'all's money on? Let's be honest about this. I mean, Ricky Thornton Jr. knows this too. The Chaz can drive, all right? The Chaz can drive. Kyle Larson told David Gravel on his show, Chaz is a good race car driver. He told him on his show to his face. I honestly think, guy. I mean, I have to believe it, right? You ain't gonna get behind the wheel and think he gonna beat me. I can't think that. Y'all can think that. But if it's the Chaz versus David Gravel in a late model now, if it's a sprint car, hell, I may not even fit in it. But we get us, obviously Boom and Chud, they got a connection. We'll get one of those old seats that I could slide off in that late model with. 1-on-1 versus the great one. It's a down at Hendry County. It's a perfect promo for the World of Outlaw event at Hendry County. 1-on-1 with David Gravel. We could do 5-lap races. And it ain't even got to just be one race. We'll do 5-lap races. Best out of 5, first one to 3. What you want to do, Gravel? What you want to do, Gravel? Best out of 5. So basically what I'm saying, we do 5-lap races 1-on-1. The first one to win 3 wins. Just saying. Telling you right now. There you go. Modified or late model, Gravel would cry about it pushing. Exactly. Gravel, I mean, I'm telling y'all, I know Gravel could drive a sprint car, bro. I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, you put the Chaz out. And Kyle tried to tell him, bro, if me and Gravel talked about this at PRI, he said he's in. He said he's not afraid. But what I'm saying, if I go out there and whoop David Gravel's ass on the racetrack, y'all gonna be surprised. You know who won't be surprised? Kyle Larson. If I went out there and outdrove David Gravel in a super late model in a one-on-one match race, like pulled away and ran away 3 races straight, bam, 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 David had no chance and the Chaz just walks his ass, Kyle won't be surprised. Ricky Thornton Jr. won't be surprised. Let's see. Logan Seavey won't be surprised. Chris Bell won't be surprised. Who else? Who else? Mike McKinney won't be. Kevin Swindell won't be surprised. The one above them all who won't be surprised more than anyone, Chase Briscoe. These individuals will not be surprised if I went out there one-on-one with David Gravel in a super late model. We do a best out of 5-lap match race situation, and I walk David Gravel's ass every single time. Because like Kyle told you, David, Chaz is a good race car driver. Don't make me show you. Hell, we might get IHRA to sanction the bout. I just can't wait to see them Vegas odds. I can't wait to see them Vegas odds. Who's on it? If you bet on David Gravel in this, that's like betting on Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. I'm just being honest with you. I'm trying to save your money. I know it sounds crazy. Chaz versus David Gravel in a super. What? Chaz. I mean, yeah, David's never drove a late model before, but Chaz, this dude's talking, and you don't know what. You're gonna eat them words. Kyle's trying to tell you. I'm not the only one telling you. Kyle Larson's trying to. We got a caller in here on the line. Hello, who is this calling in?
Hey, Chaz.
Hello, who is this?
This is Tim.
Tim from
Memphis, Tennessee.
From Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, you're down there where IHRA has moved in quickly.
Well, supposedly. I got a question, though, for you, man.
Oh, no. What happened?
Last summer, Tyler Walker was all the rage. It was Tyler Walker 24/7, the sprint car world. Tyler Walker was rebirthed, yada, yada, yada.
Definitely. We pushed that. He was coming back. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All that shit went south, and then it's just gone dark. Is Tyler still alive, or is he still going to do something?
I mean, I feel your pain. I've reached out to the people that are around him. He had a film crew around him, and the film crew knew who I was. A lot of people credited me for helping him get back to that point, and you know, I rode with that wave. He wanted me there in the PA deal. Kind of helped the Kings Royal deal happen. Obviously, it had its situation. And I was in the middle of that, got the blame or whatever for exposing that scenario with the Ron Rutherford deal. Although Ron Rutherford apparently is having some issues with sending parts to a guy in the Midwest right now on Facebook. But you saw that? Did you see that?
Yeah, I quit following all that mess, but we all got.
That was recently. That was this week, though, right? I think, right? That was this week, right?
But I don't know. I just find it funny. I mean, I just not funny, but it's concerning. You know, this whole thing, and then he goes back to California and goes dark.
Well,
so I don't know if he's back in this bad place, or I mean, I'm not trying to expose any issues. I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Well, like I had said on my shows before, or a show, I think the last time I talked about it, like, I didn't know Tyler Walker. I was a kid growing up. Tyler Walker's this guy doing backflips, and then we saw how he crashed, you know, as you get older. We only saw the media side. I didn't really get to see the Tyler Walker side of in the pits, in the shops, the attitude Tyler Walker. And honestly, like I said before, and I can't lie about it anymore. I didn't the other time I talked about it, but the ungrateful Tyler Walker.
Right.
I didn't see all these sides. Tyler Walker's probably the only guy who walked out of that entire scenario this summer and made something, profit wise.
Well, I've never been a Tyler Walker fan, and I wasn't, still not, and I wasn't really impressed with, the whole Rutherford thing. And, the first interview you did with him, it was clear to me that guy was sky high.
Well, I don't know if that's fair to say. Apparently that's his personality, always has been, on drugs or not.
Yeah.
Whether the personality is good or not, I would say it's not. But I have tried to reach out and talk and ask, and hell, it was just like a month ago. I was sitting here kind of with, I had the farm and harvesting thing going, but then I was like, hey, what about after that? I can go out to California and kind of do like a checkup for everybody. Cause I know a lot of people in the racing world are like, what the hell? Just like I am. And, the people reached out to me and said, he's just, doing his own thing, building his, I guess he's got some business in California. He's building, and he's just, doing his own thing. Maybe they said maybe has something for Chili Bowl, but, yeah, I mean, I ran into Ben Walker, obviously, his family member that he had some negative things to say about on the show. And after experiencing Tyler, I'm like, well, what does this other guy think about it all? And I didn't really talk to him much about that stuff, but I could definitely see how, there's been a lot of people attempt to help Tyler Walker, and there's reasons why they're not anymore,
Right.
So honestly, it seems like he's just came in, had his little time in the dirt world, and right back to wherever he wants to be. Do I think that's drug usage? I don't know that at all, one way or the other. Obviously, environments create everything, but I don't know if he's back on drugs and blah blah blah. But as far as like him, there's a selfish characteristic type individual. I could see him he went to dirt, got his little bag, and went back to whatever else he wants to do. Some people race and ain't life, And obviously maybe he has other things in life that are more valuable than racing. That's not a bad thing. I mean, some of these people in our sport are a little too obsessed with it a little bit. Hell, we could all say that as fans in a way. Especially somebody like me who sits here and talks about it all the time. But so
Well,
I don't know.
I can't wait to kick your ass in iRacing again, by the way.
Oh, come on now. Hey, man, I'm pretty quick whenever I get on there.
I know. You beat my ass one night when you were up in Cody. I think you're at Cody's house, Cody Ernest.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like. That's another deal. Like, and that's why, honestly, I just was talking about the David Gravel match race, and then I dropped like the names like Ricky Thornton and Larson and CV and Bell. Like, there was a group back in the day, and I know you're an iRacer guy, I guess, but there was a game back in the day, like in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, called R Factor, and those games were. It was a mod based. So R Factor was basically like an Xbox. And then you had mods. So the only mods would be like the games. And the way you made the games for R Factor was you had to make them. And most of the games back there were made by drivers. So a lot of people still say like R Factor is more realistic than iRacing is right now. It's just obviously not as beautiful or as aesthetically pleasing. But back in that day, I mean, there was a little group. It's funny, we're all kind of relevant in today's world, but the best guys back in that day in R Factor was, me, Larson, RTJ, Bell. It was only about 4 or 5 that could really, and we dominated everything. Obviously, there was 60, 80 guys in there, but me, Larson, Bell, Cody Hartlub, a PA sprint car driver right now. He was very good back then as also. But we all dominated R Factor, and I was kind of one of the guys that, Chase Briscoe literally called me the Steve Kinser of online racing at one time. And I would just pop in and race every now and then. So like if they had a money race, I would pop in and win the money race. Like there was one year I didn't race at all. I'm out working, doing whatever. They put on this Knoxville Nationals thousand to win. I literally just popped in, raced the race, won the 1,000 and left, won the Knoxville Nationals, just left. It was like that. And you got Larson in there, Kevin Swindell in there, Bell's in there. All these guys are in there. And this fucking Chaz guy just walks in and knocks everyone's asses out. Then they come out with another mod, right? And like 7-8 months later, I jump back on. Actually, it was about a year. And I come in there. And they have, there's like categories where you pick your car, like ASCS, Outlaw Drivers, All Stars. And there was a tab that said Sim Racing Legends. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who would have Sim Racing Legends? I open the Sim Racing Legend tab, and it's me. Somebody made a scheme, a paint scheme for R Factor in a mod and put Sim Racing Legends in there and put me in there. That was me. I was like, what the fuck is this about? But I had left. Like, I was gone, right? I just popped in, took all their money, and left. And so I was, like, done. Like, I was a thing of the past. I'm it's like a historical legend. It's like I'm still fucking alive, you assholes. I guess the guy who made it, he's like, I thought you'd come back. I thought it was funny. But that's why, Kyle, honestly, I 100%, 1,000%, billion% believe that is exactly why Kyle Larson goes and says to David Gravel, Chaz is a good race car driver. Because the people who are good, it's funny, the people who are good in the sim racing games are dominant drivers now in the world today. The list that was kicking ass. Do I need to say it again? Ricky Thornton Jr., Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, Logan Seavey, Chase Briscoe was in there, but he was kind of average. And guess what? He's kind of average in real life. I mean, but these were the guys. And then me. I'm like the one fucking guy who didn't go racing. But I'm just saying, these are fucking badasses, And then the average mediocre guys, they're average mediocre. So sim racing, I do think it's like the only fair comparison, especially fixed setups for skill. Right. You get into setups. Setups are basically horsepower. It's who has the most time to sit at home and spend 10 hours getting, half a tenth. And that's, the unfortunate truth about sim racing is setup is horsepower, chassis, all of it mixed into one. It's 100% setup. So when you get into the fixed setup stuff, when I do iRacing, I try to do the fixed setups so that it's just pure driver,
Hey, you need to get on back to Memphis. There's a lot of us around here that love you. And,
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like if I come there...
over to Riverside.
Well, I guess me and the Crawleys are back on good terms. We weren't there for a second. I was supposed to do a boxing match with Tim. Tim called me one night, was pissed off. We were supposed to fight.
Oh, no.
We were supposed to do a boxing match at Texarkana.
There you go. Zachary Clark will referee, right?
I mean, I didn't say no, but he had other things that came up. He was all for it. Obviously, Tim's a pretty good badass. I probably would have got hurt really bad, but it did sound like, okay, you're mad. It will get some clicks, obviously. Everybody wants to see me get knocked the fuck out. So just getting close to getting knocked out with Ron was like, 5 million views in itself. So.
Now, come on back to Riverside this summer. Get some good sprint car racing you can cover. We'll go have a beer.
Well, Memphis is coming back. You understand that, right?
I don't know if they're going to do
no, 100%. No, 100%. That's happening.
Really?
If IHRA does not acquire IMCA, I know for a fact that within 6 months IHRA will have the dirt track in Memphis racing. Within 6 months.
Then they'll have to rebuild it because it doesn't exist today. They mowed it over for parking.
There will be a dirt track race in Memphis in 6 months. it's happening with IHRA.
Wow.
It is happening.
Man, there was a time we run Memphis on Friday night and Riverside on Saturday night, and both were packed.
That is from my source, like who's talked to them in a situation. That is a fact. They're
wanting to go dirt. I've been reading that.
Yeah. They're according to this guy, they're going to try to purchase IMCA. That's crazy to me. That's huge.
We'll see. They got a lot of work to do if they're going to rejuvenate that place. I mean, it's just gone to hell over the past few years. And
apparently, the guy don't care about losing money. He's just it's almost philanthropy. He said he's hood rich, which you know all about that in Memphis, boy. Oh yeah, you know about that. You know about that old hood rich. I went down there the one time. What is it, Beetle Street or something like that? What's it called?
Bill Street. Yep.
Yeah, Bill Street. Oh God.
You had a blast too, didn't you?
Oh, if I would have went to the strip clubs, I might have had a blast. But man, we're just walking down the street trying to go eat some catfish, at this famous place or whatever, and all of a sudden, there's like people driving by. There's like 4 girls twerking in the back of a truck. They're blasting music. I'm like, what the hell? I'm back in the hood. Hey, this is where Elvis is from. This is where Elvis is from. They're like pissing on Martin Luther King statues. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. They've cleaned it up, though. The National Guard's been here for 6 months, and a lot of other agencies, they're resting them night and day.
Who is them?
Maybe safe again. The
Be
thugs,
careful, Candace.
the criminals.
Be careful, Candace.
I had to think on that one a minute.
Candace Owens gonna come and get you, Erica.
No.
You know the illegal immigration is bullshit, though, right?
Don't get me started on that one. Because
Let me just tell you right now. Here's the situation. So I went and did farming, right? So, first of all, agriculture has a pass right now. So if you have illegal immigrants doing work, it's legal, 100%, because it's just jobs that can't be replaced, I guess, by regular American people. But here's the situation. And a person, not the people I work for, but a person who was associated with them came by one day and was talking about it. He goes, I got 2 illegal immigrants that have worked for me for 20 years. And they've been making, I'll say collectively, about $250,000 doing anything I ask them to do for 20 years. They've been doing it every year. So, so about 125 a year, they're probably working, 90 hours a week or whatever, so they're getting 120,000 a year, but they're killing themselves and do it. They're illegal. So here's the kicker. And I've been talking about this for a while. The kicker is they've been making $250,000, let's just say how the illegals do it, on a duplicate Social Security card. So when it comes to the end of the year and you go to file taxes, he even explained this, and I've been saying this, the illegal immigrants actually file the taxes and pay taxes on a state and federal level under a duplicate Social Security card every single week and every single year. But they never draw anything out. They never receive any benefits. So if there's an estimated 30 million illegal immigrants working under a duplicate Social Security card, we'll just guess they're at least paying $5,000 a year into the system that's never being drawn. The system hold on. The system loves illegal immigrants because it's free money. Hold on. What is 30 million times 5,000? This is just the estimate. That's $150 billion in free money per year, estimated. Free money for the system,
nobody
for the politicians, for all of
those jobs. Hey, nobody wants the jobs that they're doing. Nobody wants to get on my roof in 100-degree weather. And B, they're not the crime problem in this country. It's U.S. citizens that are the crime problem, not immigrants.
Well, and
illegal or not.
Well, let me say this. One of the illegal immigrants that I did work with, very good person, in the agricultural industry. Him and his brother came to this country. And you want to know how they came to this country? They strapped themselves to the bottom of a train
God.
and rode it from Mexico to Wisconsin.
Holy shit.
He
Hopefully not in the
said
winter.
he said he was okay, but his brother was kind of tall, so he couldn't feel his legs for a couple days when he got here.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
That's horrible, but here's what you just said. The citizens are the problem. You're fucking right. The citizens do not recognize how lucky, how good they actually have it in the country that they live within. People are fucking strapping to the bottom of trains and riding on them, killing themselves potentially to actually come here. And then you got these
And
lazy
go up on my roof.
Well, and then you got these lazy fucks. Now, people could say I'm a lazy fuck because I sit here and talk all day, but I don't ever stop. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't take a minute of my life for fucking granted. I go out and do it. You know, but these other people who just sit around and cry and don't do anything with their life and just want to get food stamps. I have never filed for any government assistance. I've lived out of my fucking car. I would rather do that than ask this system to help. I've given money away when I ain't got it myself. Fuck. So I'm just saying, like, other people want, they just want something to take. They want something. They feel owed, like the world owes them. The world don't fucking owe you, especially when there's these people willing to even die to be in the country you were naturally born in. Like, what the fuck? Get out and be happy for a minute and see what you could do with some effort, bitch. I'm just saying.
Well,
When I hear
I
these
wasn't going
stories,
drinking beer tonight, and I just opened my first one now.
I'm
Who's
just
going to
saying,
win the Chili Bowl?
oh,
Uh-huh.
whoever. Well, it depends.
Who's your pick?
Is a banner going to come on the track? That's all I got to say. Randomly, are they going to throw a caution for a banner and say, "Oh, it's for the banner," but it's been 4 fucking laps?
Exactly.
We actually had the guy who ran turn 1 and 2, or turns 1 and 2. He had a headset on, literally call into the fucking show and say that they threw it for Kyle. But I get into it with Caitlin, and then I get into it. I'm the big piece of shit for saying the same fucking thing. Where Caitlin comes up in my face running her fucking mouth. But I get drunk at a Waffle House. I get drunk at a Waffle House and say, "Oh, this fucking bitch did this to me," and I'm the bad guy because I said "fucking bitch." Then Kyle wants to post me up at Volusia. Come the fuck on. I'm just too ghetto for these white people and these Asians. Sorry, white people and Asians. My problem. I'm sorry. I thought it was funny.
All right, Chaz, I got to get back on iRacing and kick Cody Ernst's ass. He's chomping at the bits for me to beat his ass again.
Oh, God. Okay.
I'll see you.
Thank you for
See you,
calling,
brother.
Memphis.
All right, brother.